YouTube is started, and we are good to go. Alright, so last time we had made a whole bunch of different types of robots, and the result of that is we have lots of robots and not lots of places to sell robots. So we are going to start off by just going to Galaxy Map and finding some new places to sell stuff. So that has light bots, screen bots, and transport bots. That has snack bots, screen bots, transport bots. Yeah, this is going to be a good sector. So we unlock that. And we need trade licenses. Alright. So we go to station upgrades. Is it market office? No. Communication center? Yes, communication center. So we can set that up to get some additional trade licenses. And in the meantime, the other thing we need to do is the power situation at the moment basically fails right before dawn each night. So we need to fix that. And I think the way we're going to fix that is by finally getting around to automating solar panels. So let's get some extra space up here for that. Not going to need that much space right now, but we probably will eventually. Alright, then we need a logistics container Mark II. We'll make a couple of them because you can never have too many of those. And then this needs to line up somewhere around here. Not sure exactly where. So if we look at the recipe, there are 5 inputs, which means we're using all 6 potential lanes here. So let's start with the back lanes. 1, 2... What? Alright, why did it place it there? And 3. Then we have the assembler. And we have the front lanes. 1, 2, and the output. So that needs to be there. So that can be close enough to access the output. And then we just do that, and that, and then those 2, and then we go around the back and get 1, 2, 3 inputs there. And now we just have to tell this to make solar panel large. And we are realistically only going to need the one of these because it makes them way faster than you can realistically place them. And it also uses a ton of resources. So we need plates, machinery parts, circuit boards, energy cells, and glass. So let's see if we can find those things. Here are plates. So pop that out. And in. Then we need these to go up a lot. Not a huge amount, but some. Yeah, we've already gone up too much, in fact. That's fine. We can probably use that vertical space for something at some point. Alright, so that's the plates in. Then next up are advanced machinery parts, circuit boards, energy cells, glass. Advanced machinery parts, circuit boards, energy cells, glass. Alright, here are our advanced machinery parts. So we grab some of these. And we send them out. And this just needs to go up and around like that. Then we take it all the way further over this way. And it starts going up. I think it has has to go up to this height, where it turns and goes in there. Alright, so that's the advanced machinery parts, check. So we have energy cells, glass, and circuit boards. Energy cells, glass, circuit boards. Energy cells, glass, circuit boards. Hopefully they will be somewhere around here. Alright, here's circuit boards. So that is not going to be far enough back. We need to cut them there, so that that can go there, and this can still loop up and escape. Just going to start there, and then this can go up over this way. And around that way, and then start ascending the cliff, which, if I can successfully click on extending it, that would be nice. Alright, we're out of belts, so let's drop down probably around here somewhere. Alright, so those are the slopes, which we're going to need some of. These are the belts, which we're going to need a lot of. Also, we finished our market license situation, so let's open this up. Also, the R&D lab is finished. We can make snack bots sell for more, that's nice, and farmer bots sell for more, that's fantastic. So now we go to here on the galaxy map, and we acquire a trade license. We have a couple apparently free cargo ships, which are they're medium tier 2s. I don't like wasting. It seems like using a medium tier 2 on that is unnecessary. So let's just buy some small tier 2s and see if they are enough. So we have this, and we can send screen bots, snack bots, and transport bots. We don't have the other two. Then we go to this one, and we send cargo ship 47, and we send light bots, screen bots, and transport bots. Alright, another sector fulfilled. Now we need to keep finding more. So this place has a lot of mining and transport bot demand. This place has farmer robot demand, so this sector seems pretty good to me. Let's unlock that. And I need to buy more ships, I think. Buy a couple more of those, and then add one to the line, and then we can send mining bots and transport bots and save. Then we go to this one, acquire the trade license, and add a cargo ship to it, and send farmer bots, which are the only ones that one can use. That's fine. Alright, does that place have anything we need? Not really. That place is pretty good. Vexisum has lots of light bots, screen bots, and transport bots. So we're going to unlock this sector, acquire the trade license, buy a new ship, and supply route configuration, add a tier 2 cargo ship, and you get light bots, screen bots, and transport bots, and save. Alright, so that should be good on that front for now. Then the next thing we're going to need is another hangar bay extension, because we do need more spaceships. Alright, what was I doing? Right, I was setting up solar panels, and we have the circuit boards as partially complete. So then that just loops around into there, and circuit boards acquired. So we just need energy cells and glass, which hopefully aren't too far. I have no idea where glass is, but again, I hope it's close. Here's the energy cells. I was pretty sure that these were close because they were used for some science stuff. So we pop that on there. And up you go. Now this comes along this way. And honestly, I think we start using the third dimension so that these two belts can stack on top of each other. And then this comes around here and goes down in there. Alright, now we just need glass. And so let's see if we can find glass. It's gotta be somewhere on this whole thing. Glass, glass, glass. Where is the glass? Here is the glass. And it needs to be adjusted significantly. So I think we send it like that. And then, no, don't, why would you do that? Alright, then that loops around like that, and then we can get the other side of the glass out this way. Which is going to be easier said than done, apparently. So this needs to gain some height. And then curve around under this. And then gain some more height. And we're almost out of the woods now. So this goes up even more. Apparently that's in the way of that, of the stupid wire. So we're gonna just get up there and let's see, how can we do this? So we need to go up here, right? But then go like around this way. No, the wire's in the way there as well. Goodness gracious. This is a thing. Alright, so we just need to start sloping up earlier then. So we take all of those out. Maybe just send that up immediately. Alright, now you can head along over this way. And pretty soon we will have automated solar panels. Alright, there, and boom, done. Alright, here comes the glass, and on we go. 12 solar panels a minute. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Alright, so then the next thing we need is we also need to automate large batteries, which is just 3 of those things: the plates, circuit boards, energy cells. So let's grab that. And place this in somewhere like there. No, that's not far enough forward because we need one space behind it. So if we place it there, now we have more than enough space behind it, which is obviously fine. Alright, so we have one input, 2 inputs, 3 inputs, and an output. Then put that in, and we get those, and those, and that. And we just need to set this to large batteries, and plates, circuit boards, energy cells. So energy cells are right here. So we pop that out. And just loop it around like that and in. Circuit boards are right here. So we can take that out, put it in there. And it's going to have to come over all of that. And then around and down in. And finally, the xenoferrite plates themselves come out there. And go up and over. And down. Alright. So that is batteries automated as well. Alright. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, so with that done, main hangar bay extension is also almost finished. We just have to let these cook for a little bit so that I have enough backlogs to be worth constructing. So let's open this up. At this point, there's basically always going to be upgrades available in here because I have so many different types. Alright, let's unlock something fun, shall we? Orbital laser. What is the orbital laser good for? I don't know. Not sure why I would ever need it, but now I have it. And then in the meantime, we are going to buy a couple Tier 2 medium cargo ships, assign them to recurring market trades just to make sure that with the increased demand from setting up all those new trade routes, we still have enough throughput. Alright, so that is that. And everything seems to be going well. Let's give all of these a once-over just to make sure that everything is going well here and that we're not out of anything. Nope, these all look perfectly normal to me. Got our outputs in various places, as well as this one. Plenty of transport bots. Alright. Let's check finances. Production capacity 32,000 per hour. Yeah, that's pretty significant. Although it looks like station storage is decreasing. Is that true for some of the other ones as well? No, light bots look the same. Screen bots. Doesn't look like much has changed there. Snack bots, not much has changed there. Mining bots look healthy. Farming bots looks healthy. Yeah, I think we are just not outputting these fast enough, maybe? Let's check storage. Yeah, transport bots. Seems like we might need an additional ship or two on what's it called? Planetary shipping duty. So let's buy one of those. Planetary shipping. Buy one of those. And planetary shipping. And yeah, immediately a cargo ship came down. So that was indeed a bit of a limiting factor there. Alright, so we have that. All this seems to be going. And our solar panel production should be catching up to what we need of it. So let's actually check the power grid. Somewhere we can do that just at one of the machines over here. So we're over here. Grid stats. We have 131 solar panels providing 85.1 megawatts during the day. And we have 37 large batteries storing 37,000 megajoules. And we have 17 steam turbines and 62 regular solar panels, which are also contributing a little bit. So if we just put down another, like, I mean, we have 80 solar panels stored up here. And a whole lot of batteries as well. So we can just... Oh, actually, another thing that we should probably automate in this whole chain is power lines. Just to save us that slight bit of trouble. We have this, which is making wire coil. Okay. And then that wire coil is going back to there. Alright, this wire coil setup is a little bit cursed, but I have an idea of... We can fit in the power line setup just down here easily. So we grab that, bring it there, grab that, bring it there, and yeah, I mean, we barely have enough room here. So that feeds into there. You make power lines. And just go into that. Oop. That's one. Please let me out. Thank you. Ah, I forgot to put the output in, obviously. Alright, so that is that. guess I'll technically put that in because it's standardized, but don't expect that to ever be relevant. So now we are automating power coils, which is marginally convenient. And power poles are xenoferrite plates and electronic components, or steel beams, electronic components, and polymer boards. That seems like a bit of extra work to automate for what I'm doing here. Alright, so let's get up here. And I guess, I mean, there's no real reason not to just place them back here, right? Like, we have plenty of space. We have power poles down here that we can pull from. Speaking of which, let's craft some more of those so that we don't run out. So this line comes out there, up there, and now it's on this foundation. Alright, so now we can just start plopping these guys down. It looks like we are strategically placing these at exactly the moment where they'll no longer be useful, which is a bit inconvenient. But we're just gonna place these down. And see how many we can get in. And like, how much do we even need? Oh, that's not lined up correctly at all. Can't have that. How many do you think we need? Maybe another... I'm gonna say another 200. So, like a 20 by 10 area would be good. And that should, because we currently have 131, so that will considerably more than double it. 4, 5, 6. And head over here. Unfortunately, they take up a ton of space in the old inventory. So this is 6 wide, and I want it to be 10 wide, so let's grab some space over there to make it 7 wide, but then we're going to have to go the other way because we have one of those down there. Which is inconvenient because that power pole is there, but we can fix that by just having it go over there instead. And no, that's not going to work because the wires are in the way. I will never be used to the stupid wires being a thing that takes up space. In Satisfactory, you can just mostly ignore the wires, place them wherever. Not in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we need more foundations. We need a lot more foundations. Where is the box with all the foundations in them? We're going to need to just fill up the entire inventory probably with as many of these as we can get. Alright, so we do that. Then we need to clear out some more space, so get rid of some random junk. We don't need those explosive charges since we have fancier ones now. We don't need barrel fillers. We can craft this stuff when we need it. Alright, then what else can we get rid of? Mark III conveyors, Mark III conveyor slopes. Those are all obsolete, and let's grab more of those. Alright, and head back to our solar farm. So I want to just sort of like trace out the outside of the farm and then fill it in. It's more motivationally easy to do that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gosh, we need so much of this. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And our space death laser has finished unlocking. So let's continue upgrading that. May as well. So this is the 10 by 20 area that we wanted, which means we just need to fill in all the rest of this space. So we fill in all that. That's going to need to go. And we're going to need even more building blocks, of course. Let's keep placing the rest of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I guess fill in this gap back here. So all of these. Just may as well get these solar panels out of my inventory and onto the ground. Alright. I wonder how many of these there are left in my inventory. Another 10. Okay, we're going to just continue filling out this box until we run out. Alright, so that's that. Now we need to head back for more building blocks and also more solar panels. So we go back here and drop down, grab all of those, off we go. The joys of building massive quantities of solar panels. Alright, so we have all of that. Now we need to expand it out to this place. So that goes out there. Then this comes along there, and this is all the space that it'll take up. So we're done with building blocks for now. We just need to... We're obviously going to need more building blocks once we get the solar panels in. Also, I got rid of my last stack of regular explosive charges. So I should actually grab a stack of fancy kind and grab a bunch of those. Alright, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, no, not like that, 10. And then this loops back around this way until it connects up. And then we'll have the entire bounded area of our solar panels. So all of these go in. Now we just need to fill up this space. So let's do it by looping back and forth along this way. I like to build in sort of spiral patterns. I don't know why, but it's fun to sort of fill in around the edges like that until it gets quicker and quicker as you go. So we're gonna do that. Building in a nice little spiral. And then we're gonna have to wire all of these up, which is why I automated wire coils. And then connect it all to a power pole. Alright, that didn't get placed properly. Why can I not demolish you? There we go. That was weird. Couldn't demolish it from a distance. Alright, now we go around this curve, and we keep going. And then there's this weird section in here where it sort of curves in. So we're going to fill in this whole area. And now we come up this way. And keep placing solar panels. Alright, just a couple more, just a couple more. Alright, so that is that row done, and we just keep spiraling. It's going to be quicker now that the sides of all the spirals are much narrower. Alright. Need to grab more solar panels. So we head back. And yoink. And back here. Where we keep on placing. Alright, the sounds of placing were not there when I was placing them just a moment ago, but they're back. Alright, solar panels all going in. And now it's just a nice, neat rectangle, and we're gonna be done in no time. Alright, then we make that curve, and just a little bit more. And make sure they all still line up. Alright, so we have that. Now we need to grab some, what are these even called in this game? Cables or power lines? Grab a couple hundred of them. Grabbed too many, but that's fine. Very difficult to have too many power lines. Alright, so we need first a power pole over here by this corner, and then, no, not like that. Why would you do that? Then we just daisy chain these all along. And then when day comes, we will have unlimited power. Which is not that far away. So we just keep daisy chaining. And then we're going to have to set up the battery bank for this as well. No, why would you do that? Go away. Alright, so this all goes in, Daisy chaining will continue until morale improves. Alright, then these. And the angled ones are the ones that have the potential for the weird power line thing. I assume because part of their hitbox is out of their hitbox, so to speak. Does mean that these nice flat ones are much quicker to hook up. Alright, just a couple more rows to go. Just a couple more rows to go. And that's a lie, there's so many rows left. Guess it depends on your definition of a couple. Alright. The sun is rising, although solar power is not active just yet. Alright, now we're at the point where I can confidently say just a couple more rows to go. Alright, did that. And we continue. And we get this last row in. And done. Alright, and this is all hooked up, right? Pretty sure it's all hooked up. Grid stats. Yeah, strained because the batteries ran dry and the solar panels aren't active yet. That will change soon. And at least it's not completely dead. Alright, so now we just need a suitably large battery backup for this system. So let's grab a whole bunch of those. It doesn't need to be as big as the solar farm, but it does need to be quite large. Alright, we finished our orbital laser upgrade as well, that's nice. Oh right, the radio tower can't function on a strained grid. So we're going to have to wait for 8 o'clock for the power to come back on, which will be in just a couple seconds here. In the meantime, we can... Oh, we can't grab this because our inventory is filled. Alright, we can get rid of these extra solar panels, I guess, to somewhat fill up on those. Toss one jetpack fuel to grab another stack. Yeah, that's probably fine. Alright, we have power again. Let's see, we have upgrades to send through. And we're obviously just going to do product quality for all of these because free money is free money. Alright. Free money acquired, and now to build up a whole bunch of batteries. So we head over here. And we fill up that space. And this is probably enough space, realistically, for a whole bunch of batteries. So just all of these go in. Okay, let's fill it out so it's at least a nice even. Alright, we put one extra in, that's fine. So all these batteries go in, and we're again going to do the old spiral technique. So all of these go in, and we keep on spiraling around. I don't actually know how many of these we have, but it's a decent number. Alright. And done. So now we just cable them on. And daisy chain this across. Alright, and done. And that is a decent battery upgrade. Yeah, up to 73. So 73 large batteries total, and this is 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 36 batteries here. You know what? Let's make this bigger. Let's make it like 10 by 10 or something. Just have 100 batteries in. So that would be 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this doesn't need to be that large at all. 7, 8, 9, 10. So that will be 100 batteries in this area. As long as we can place them all. So then this side goes back here. Ah, the joy of upgrading power. I considered just doing steam turbines, but it seems like that would also just involve lots of resource management, whereas this is just build a thing and have it sit there. Alright, so these all go along. And just continue on spiraling. It's a weird, funny shaped spiral because we already had some of it built in a different way. But this whole side is going to be finished now with this spiral. So all of these go in. And then we just close this out. Alright. So now we have all that. And we need to attach this up. So that has to go along like that. And I guess we just do this. And then start just getting these like this. I don't know, this is some creative daisy chaining here. But it seems like we did get all of them. And we now have a ridiculously huge amount of batteries. So we check the grid stats. And that's 137 large batteries. And it's filling up real quick. Alright, you love to see it. That should be power good enough for quite some time. Alright, in the meantime, we never put in another upgrade after that last one. So we could just keep doing orbital laser power. I think it makes more sense to do, what is it, antenna. We need more galactic sectors at some point. So let's put those in. And buy more medium cargo ships with our money. The reason we're doing this, by the way, is the Fermalite Vault has a certain amount, where past that you have to pay basically storage fees. So may as well spend your money while you have it. We're quickly getting to the point where money isn't really the limiting factor. Like, the ability to construct things is much more limiting, which is a very good place to be in. Alright, power should be fine now. Let's just check how much has happened in just like the past bit. Yeah, this is definitely filling up really quick. We're at like double the amount of power that the previous battery system could even hold, and we're only like midway through the day. So that's good. Now let's head over somewhere and try the orbital laser. And I think what I want to do is see if I can like expose an entire vein with it, if that is something that can be done. So let's fly over this way. There's a telexite vein over here as a sample. That should be like right along a river in here, but this is a very jungly area. Alright, so we're around here. But it's up this way. And if we scan, then yeah, there's this whole vein beneath us. So let's select orbital laser. How does this work? Okay, this is very satisfying. Okay, and I guess this is actually just part of the vein, so obviously that's not going to work. Right, because this is indestructible as part of the vein. So let's try to blow up just a random hillside next to the vein. And of course, the vein is huge. That's not going to work. Can you blow up underwater? It looks like you can. Alright, this... I don't know if this is handy or not. I feel like the answer it isn't. However, there's a cute little alien. It seems to not be susceptible to getting blown up, unfortunately. Alright, orbital laser seems fun, but not very useful. That's fine. Station upgrades are still in progress. At least it's not useful for veins. It might be useful for clearing out the area above like a patch that I want to access, but I don't really want to access patches at this point in the game. Alright, so now we head back. And we have this whole setup for a variety of different types of robots. I would like to add a couple different types of robots onto it. So we have mining, we have screen, and we have snack all over here. Actually, how is storage going? doing just fine on all of those, although not on transport bots. Is that just an ability of this launch pad to move them fast enough? I think it must be. Might need to upgrade that to a medium. We sell a lot of transport bots, obviously. And let's actually check in finances. Sales platform sales are 1,100. Galactic sales are 181 per hour. Oh, that's farmer bots. Obviously, I was thinking those numbers are kind of small. But yeah, so these... We are not even meeting supply route capacity for our galactic sales. No, that's just because we previously had it lower than it currently is. But yeah, the sales platform sales are definitely dipping every so often, which is a bit of a nuisance since we have the ability to ship up more of these. So let's... Alright, we need to grab some resources for that. We need to grab some concrete. And we're just going to upgrade that to a medium launch pad, and that should get the drones moving nicely. Alright, as far as where concrete is, I'm pretty sure it's like over here, just right past the bend. That's all tele-excite nonsense. Might be further this way. Oh, is this the concrete? No, that's the glass. That's gravel. Alright, we're in the mineral rock section around here. And the mineral rock definitely goes to the concrete section wherever that is. Which leads me to believe it is here. That's cement. So this is concrete. Yes, cool. So we can grab a stack or two of those and make a medium shipping pad, which, oh gosh, is making all of the electronic components by hand. This is awful. This is actually going to take months. Cancel that. Grab a whole bunch of these. Sorry, whatever production line this is. And now this should be relatively quick. Cool. Alright, now we head back to those transport bots, which is this one. And we add a medium shipping pad onto it. Oh, the medium shipping pad is real big. So we need extra space over this way, looks like. Which means we need more building materials. Goodness gracious. Alright, the building material box is going to be closer. It's going to be right over here. This game really needs some way of automatically refilling the inventory. Alright, so those are loaders. All sorts of stuff. And here we go. Let's just grab as many of those as we can hold. Because they go so fast. They go so incredibly fast. Alright, so let's build out this area and put in a medium shipping pad, which is going to be difficult to get lined up. put it in like that. And yeah, barely fits in, which is nice. It's the best way of fitting. Alright, so then we just need to, I guess, branch that off and send another belt into there. Then we go factory to space station, transport bots, confirm. Don't let the small ones on there. Just send the big ones. Alright, and it looks like we need some larger ships set to trade routes. Alright, so let's, I guess, buy more hangar space. Because apparently all of these are doing stuff. Which is kind of incredible, but fine. We get an additional 15 spots. And probably start like disabling the regular medium cargo ships and replacing them with the tier 2s, since hangar space is sort of a problem. But we did get a ship here eventually, so that's nice. And it seems like it just takes a long time to load for whatever reason. Like it's sitting here filling and finally heading off. Alright, cool. So that's that. And that should be more than enough to get our transport bot production going. Alright, so we have all that. Transport bots are now producing well. So now let's come back over here and try to add another type of robot on. So I want to avoid the Thermalite sheet ones for now because I need to set up like a whole production line for that. So we're just going to get all the ones that can be done without Thermalite sheets. So we have all of these. Science Assistant Drone is another option. We've done Mining Drone. So we have Science Assistant Drone, Vacuum Bot, and Cleaning Bot. So Science Assistant Drone is polymer board, machinery parts, circuit board, hover engine, energy cell. We have hover engine production here, which I should upgrade probably, because it's going to be easier to just upgrade the one line than place a new one. And we should make sure to copy paste the recipe, not like that. Make sure to copy paste the recipe so that saves us time in placing them. So let's just get a whole bunch of these in. How many? I don't know. A lot. So that we just don't have to worry about it. We're just simply going to have enough of them. Alright, then that goes that way. That goes this way. That goes along. And that goes along. Alright, now we get to activate all of these. And in they all go. And second lane goes in, and then we have to loop around to the front to do the last bit. Alright, loop around to the front, and we get all of these inputs, which is going to activate the assemblers and start them producing more hover engines than we could ever hope to use. then this goes backwards and sends all of the hover engines out. Alright, so that is hover engines upgraded. So we need polymer boards, machinery parts, circuit boards, energy cells. Advanced machinery parts, but we need regular machinery parts. Polymer boards are here. Regular machinery parts seem to be over here, yes. So, polymer boards, check. Machinery parts, check. Hover engines, check. Do we have circuit boards and energy cells? Circuit boards, energy cells. Circuit boards there. Energy cells nowhere to be found. That's fine, we can place those in. So, we head on over this way. We don't have the plates to make another one of these. Craft that, and there's gotta be plates here, right? Yeah. So we're just gonna mash that for a bit, and then craft up one of those, and then mash this for a bit more, and craft up another. Alright, we're gonna have to destroy that cactus. Get a little bit more space this way. And we put in both of these. So one of them is going to be space station to factory energy cells. And do we actually have a market trade route set up for energy cells? No. So we add one. Energy cells by at least 100. Target amount of 1,000 should be plenty. And that goes in immediately. It's just going to buy all of them in one go. Alright, let's upgrade ScreenBot, product quality, and that's it for now. So that is good. Then this should be set to factory to space station. What was this? Science assistant. And off you go. Alright, so now we place all of this in. So this production line is going to be here-ish. So, we have the assemblers. We start with those robots. Science assistant. Yes, cool. Alright, so we have energy cells, check. This is a 5, so it's gonna need everything to be filled. So that's the output. Then we need 3 inputs on this side. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, and I think we want this to actually go one further. Alright. The hangar bay upgrade is completed, so we leave that available for another thing. So with the hangar bay upgrade completed, we are going to, I don't know, probably just put in another one. And it's not meaningfully expensive, so we may as well. Alright, so then we have this one, which goes into that. And we are going to run out of belts. So let's just preemptively head back and grab more belts. So we head back over this way. And this the area with the belts? Yes. Grab all of those. And we're also going to need some loaders for loading and unloading the assemblers. So let's head back over here. So we get those and another stack of all of those, and that should be plenty. But we should also just grab some actual assemblers as well. There's no point running out of the thing you're specifically trying to build, right? Alright, now we head back all the way across all this factory to the robot production lines. Alright, now we're here. And we need to grab hover engines and circuit boards, both of which are here. Neither are easy to get out of here. Gosh, what do we actually do with all this? I may have cramped this space just a little bit too much. Okay, maybe if you go up and you go down, then this can like wrap around this way like that, and then we can put the splitter in here. Alright, that's somewhat ridiculous, but also completely functional. So now this comes over here and down and in there. And let's get rid of that random belt that we placed for no reason. Alright, so we also need to get the circuit boards, which fortunately will be quite easy in comparison. We just pop that in, pop that in, and then this comes along here. Why is this so far away? Alright, so this comes along here. We need to start heading down and all the way. Alright, circuit boards, check. So now we need polymer boards, machinery parts, and for engines, check. Energy cells, check. Circuit boards, check. Yeah, polymer boards and machinery parts. So polymer boards are here. And we just pop that out. Send you along. And up over all this nonsense. All the way over here. Actually, probably not all the way over here. I don't think this is going to be steep enough to work. So if we go like there and then start heading down, yeah, that's not enough space. So this actually needs to... Okay, easier solution is we can simply have the circuit boards go to this one, and the polymer boards go to this one, which is going to require some precision, but not that much. There we go. And we clear that out, and done. Finally, we need regular old machinery parts, which are way over here and going to be extremely difficult to get because they just go out like immediately. but we do have the space. So we go this way. We take them up and over and around. And then they need to go up and around this way so that they're on this side of all of these belts. Then we come along here and we start heading down a bit early. And in. Alright, so that's that. Now we can hook all of these up. And all of these. And success. Alright, now we just need to expand this out. Quite large, which is probably going to get in like 20 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, expand that out. Get rid of these plants. And fill in the holes they left. So that was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, so that is that. Now we just have to drag all the belts. So that goes there. That goes there. This space needs some foundations. And then the return belt goes this way. Then these 3 belts go along. Gosh, they're quite long, aren't they? Alright, then that. And finally this one. Alright, that hangar bay upgrade is finished. That's good. We shouldn't need more of those for a while. Let's put in construction drone upgrades. Oh, not enough power. In that case, expand reactor capacity for another 250 megawatts. Alright, so now we just have to run along the side, placing all of these in. And our science assistant drone supply should be quite solid. Alright, so this is expanding out nicely. And just keep on placing. Also, I think we might literally be at the point where I can't spend money fast enough. So that's pretty cool. I think it's probably time to start paying off that whole debt thing that exists technically, and that like is taking 20% of all of my profits for everything. Just put like another, what, 500,000 towards that. Would be nice. Alright, so that is all of those sides done. Now we just need to do these sides, which get the hover engines. And all of the loaders. Alright, that's all those. Then we put in the energy cells, which will start these producing. Which is pretty neat. Alright, so all these go in. That one is placed wrong. It's going to bug me for ages if I don't fix it. Alright, And then we get the outputs. So all of these go in, and the science-assisted drones will blot out the skies. And just 2 more, and done. Alright, science assistant drone production success. And drone output, on the other hand, is not going quickly. I think we need more ships. So let's get just like another 4 of those and set them all to planetary shipping. Alright, cool. Problem solved. And also, while we're at it, let's just buy another 3 of those on market trade routes, so that if we need them, then we'll have them. Alright, transport bot gets another upgrade. Light bot gets another upgrade. Mining drone gets an upgrade. Science assistant drone gets to be significantly lighter. And that should help a lot with this transportation. But we might have to make more medium ships to transport the drones faster. Alright, speaking of doing stuff with the ships, we need to actually enable that, and then go to the galaxy map, and find any of these that we're already sending stuff to that want science assistant drones. Alright, we're not sending anything to you yet, so I'm going to skip that. Nothing there. Nothing there. How about here? No. 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 Gosh, do we actually just have no need for these? Oh, here's some. Alright. So we set that. And you don't want any of those. You want some science assistant drones. Off you go. And you don't. That's fine. Alright. I believe that's all of the ones that we currently have set up. Oh, I might have missed this one. No, there's nothing there. Alright, so that's all of that. And we don't have anything for that. So, alright, science assistant drones have been set up on the galactic market. And having a lot of success here. So we hopefully are just going to be expanding the number of places we sell to. So let's open up galaxy map. Alright, there's at least one place around here. What do you need? You want a lot of science assistant drones, but also a whole lot of stuff that I don't have. Which isn't terrible, but isn't amazing either. Then we have this one, which is just transport bots. Which is kind of terrible, but I guess I may as well. Right? And no ships without assigned task. So we need to buy Another couple of those. And add to there. And give you transport drones. And I guess you may as well unlock this one. Add a ship to it. And send transport bots. Oh, we can send screen bots to this one. Don't know how I somehow missed that. Alright. Light, screen, and transport. Light, screen, and transport. This sector is quite excellent for me. So let's send you a ship. And send light, screen, transport, save. And acquire that license. Add a ship. And send light, screen, transport, save. Alright. This one is actually just the same. So we're going to do that last one. And, alright, we need another ship. And this will be the last one for now. So this place, we add a ship to it. We send lights, screens, and transports, and save. Alright, then we're going to need to queue up a upgrade for like sectors and that sort of thing. Upgrade snack bots. Science assistant bots are going along. Alright. So we got lots of nice upgrades there. Let's see if it makes a noticeable difference in profit. Honestly, it just sort of is hard to tell. That's fine. This is all going along nicely. Alright. So with that, I actually do think that we should go to debts and put in just 200,000, reduce the debt tax a little bit more, and we are chipping away at it. Obviously not making massive progress, but little bits count. A couple percents on the amount of profits we're making is a lot of money. Alright, so that is that. And then... Okay, I didn't mean to hit that. I meant to hit this. So we go to robots. So we've done science assistant, we've done mining, we've done lights. So vacuum bots are plates, machinery parts, electronic components, which are literally the same parts as transport bots, but it's slightly worse in like every meaningful way. But it will help us, you know, get market dominance, make more use of the trade routes we have. So we have all of the pieces around here. So that's plates, that's machinery parts, that's electronic components. So I think we just like fill in this area and use it to make vacuum bots. And then probably sell them just like over there. So we're going to need more building materials and more belts, as we so frequently do. So we head over this way. And that's the wrong type, although I will grab another stack of those. And let's fill up on those. And building blocks. Alright, so now we get over here, and we grab as many of those as we can hold. Transport bots clogging up the inventory, and hover engines clogging up the inventory, and some signs and stone that we don't need, and some biomass that we don't need. Alright, that's fine, I guess. So we're going to need more plates for the shipping pad. Alright, so that... we have finished the reactor upgrade. So now we have to go back to R&D lab, throw in upgrades. I can actually click this, right? Let's just click that a couple of times. Don't want to go too crazy with it. We also need a better antenna and more trade licenses, so let's just queue both of those up. And then make a shipping pad so that we can go over here and set up the vacuum bots. Alright, so we're flying on over. Should be there soon. Just a little bit time consuming making this journey every time. Alright, so we put building materials there. Expand that out. And then pop that in. And we're going to tell this to go factory to space station vacuum bots. Alright, now we just... let's see, we run the belts there. 1, 2... assembler 3, 4. Alright, so now we just have to get these splits in, which is going to be a little bit tricky. So that goes just over like that. Not too bad. Then we have... oh, that's going to be too close, I think. Let's put that split further back. Just plenty of space back here to put the split in, so it may as well. So that goes there. And then drops down there. And, alright, we're going to have to move this back slightly. So you can start there instead, which gives this enough space to finish sloping down. And then finally the electronic components, which we take from here. Pop that in. And they just come around this way. And... oh, that's not really what I wanted at all. Then they slope down. And they slope down again. And then this gets told to make vacuum bots. Alright. So we have all of that set up. And we go input, output, input, input. Alright, now we just have to get this over this way, which I think we're just going to go clean over those buildings. And then down and into there. Alright, now we expand. Now we expand this out a lot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I think 20 is like our default number of assemblers for all of these. Which fortunately we happen to have exactly that many on hand before we started. So we're just going to place down every assembler in our pockets. 3, 2, 1. And alright. These last two got off center somehow. I don't know how I missed that. But whatever. Nice and easily fix that. And all those go in. Alright, so now we have to go drag mode backwards. And drag this way. Then drag mode forwards to get this one along. Then I believe this one just goes that way. This one comes along here. Alright, belts, check. Now put in the loaders. So all the electronic components go away. Just keep on placing these. Alright, then we get the outputs, which just go in there, and obviously not going to do anything yet without the other inputs. Alright, all of these go in. Now we swap around to this side, and we add in the machinery components. Oh no, not there. That's unnecessary. Now all of these go in. Alright, the antenna completed, and now we're building the management office. Now all of these go in, and this will turn these on. Yes, it will. Alright. So these all go in. Just a couple more. And done. Alright. So that is now a massive belt of vacuum drones, or vacuum robots rather. So let's go to here. You start getting lighter, you start selling for more. Science assistant drones can finish being light. Then we go to sales platform. And vacuum bots enabled, and galaxy map, and supply vacuum bots, and supply vacuum bots, and supply vacuum bots. Nothing to do there. Then we have these. So you get to supply vacuum bots and screen bots. I forgot to set that earlier, apparently. Then you get to do the same. I think I missed the screen bots again. Then you get to do the same. Gosh, I missed screen bots in a lot of places. You get the same treatment. Alright, so I've done that sector. Then we go with this sector, and I need to give you screens. Then we go to here, and I need to give you vacuums and screens. Then I go to here, and you're done. Alright, then I need to give you vacuums. Then I go to here, and nothing to do there, and nothing to do there, nothing to do there. I haven't even unlocked that one. We have vacuums there, and vacuums and screens here. And this one gets vacuums. Alright, I think that's all of the places we've visited so far. So we got all those hooked up, and should be good to go. So this does have a cargo ship manning it. Alright. Yet more good progress on upgrading. So now, if we go to robots, with vacuum bots done, the cleaning bot is the only non-Thermalite sheet bot remaining. And it is also all things that we have. So I guess we may as well set that up. Just so that we can say that we've done everything before Thermalite sheets. Alright, management office is completed. That's good news. We're gonna let the space station chill for a bit. We might need to buy more ships, just because of the fact that we're going to be sending a lot more resources back and forth now. Alright, so let's see. Cleaning bot requires a lot of things. Plates, polymer boards, machinery parts, circuit boards, cells. Which, to be fair, is a lot of the same things here, right? So, that's not the right button, but I need to do this anyways. Vacuum bots are now light. Farmer bots, now a cell for more. Alright, so we hit C. Plates are not here. Machinery parts, polymer boards, circuit boards, energy cells are here. So this is basically the same recipe, except hover packs instead of plates. So that's convenient. So we are going to just expand over this way, put in another one of these, shipping pad in, and rotate that way to make us, well, to export us some, what are they even called, cleaning bots. And you can just sit there on that configuration for a bit. Meantime, let's get some space here. So we can actually just use these belts, right? So we need, I think we do need a third line in here. But if we just, I need to grab assemblers. So let's head back and grab some assemblers. But I think I can just use those two belts there, because I need both of the things on them, which should save us a lot of time. and a little bit of space as well. So we head over here. Give me some of those. Thank you. May as well grab building materials while I'm here. I'm not, like, incredibly low, but I'm also not incredibly high. Alright, and now we fly back. Flying on back, making our way all the way over here. Alright, we are back. So this needs something like that. And cleaning bots. So we get... Oh wait, no, that's not right. That's not right at all, because those are the robots on that line. So the only thing we can get from there is the cells, which isn't enough. So unfortunately we are going to have to... I don't know why I thought that that was some other thing that we needed. It's clearly cleaning bots. Alright, so we need 1, 2, 3 inputs there. We need that. We need 1, 2, 3 there. That just goes into there. Where is this facing? Why is it facing that way? Please face the standardized way, which is this way. And you make cleaning bots. So, we start with these. They go up. They just do a quick jog across and come down. Then we have to deal with all of these. So let's take those out there. And they have to go up over all of that. And then curve around here. And come down. Need more horizontal space here, which is fine. Not super strict on where these start horizontally. So we have that. Then we get the circuit boards, which we pop out there. Well, apparently not. Yeah, okay, so we need to pop them out a little bit, either further back or a little bit further forward. We're going to pop it back from here. So those two go out. That goes in. And this comes around like this, I guess. Sort of weird and awkward, but ultimately fine. And then it drops down into the same line there. Alright, so we have that. Then we have the polymer boards and the xenoferrite plates. Xenoferrite plates will have to come from elsewhere, of course. A little bit further away. So polymer boards come around here. And then drop down. And xenoferrite plates are over here, it looks like. Seems like as good a spot as any to grab them from. So we pop that in. Then this comes around this way and goes up and across all this. then we need it to go down like that, I guess. And we take those out and put that in. Alright, so then we just need that to actually start just one back. Give all these times to slope down. And then we put all these in. So that's a belt, that's a belt, that's a belt. And that, and that, and that, and it is functioning. Alright, so now we just have to place the rest of these in. 4, 5. And we need to expand this out to back there-ish. Get rid of all of these cacti. And fill in the gaps. Like that. Alright, so we have, what, 5 in there. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We need 2 more. 19. Alright, so we can start while we're over here. We may as well drag the output belt along, then an input belt, and then drag mode backwards, belt there. Then we drag this one along, backwards drag along here, and a forwards drag there. Alright, mission accomplished. Now we just need to attach these up. And also, apparently, we have a xenoferrite plate shortage. That is probably fine, question mark, but it's not ideal. We can fix it by just probably adding another input cargo, what are those things even called? Landing pad in? Or potentially just by connecting the current landing pad up better. Gonna have to see. Alright, so all of these go across. And then we have our output belts here. So all these go in. And then we're going to have to hook up all of the belts to the other side as well. Alright, so now we come around here. And all of these go in. And our xenoferrite plate's the only thing that we're short of at the moment. We'll have to check, because I guess we're getting to the point where that is a potential issue. Alright, so then all of these go in. And the components get used up. So there we go. A couple more of these, that's in place. A couple more of these, and then we get to do the last ones. Wait, no. Have to toggle that. because these are inputs. No. Get rid of that one. The misclicks will continue until we get the ability to blueprint things and just click it once instead of having to do this 5 million times. So that is all set up. And the xenoferrite plates seem like they have returned, at least temporarily. So let's see, what's the problem? Is it a problem on the space station side or on the ground side? So storage, raw materials, yeah, so there's not enough xenoferrite plates in there. And we're buying all sorts of stuff at the moment. I think I need to edit this to target amount like 3,000. Just to make sure that we actually buy the stuff instead of just letting it get empty. Alright, vacuum bots become lighter and start selling for more. Cleaning bots start becoming lighter. We're already starting to produce some of them. And science assistant drones can just sell for more. Alright, profit has pushed past 1 million from a light a day. This is huge. Alright, and cleaning bots seem to be going as fast as they can go. So that is a plus, although the xenoferrite plate supply is a concern, obviously. Other than xenoferrite plates, everything else... Oh no, this... machinery components also look bad. Like, you can clearly see that. And I think most of the rest of these are just those two things. So let's go to Galactic Market. And also set this target amount up to 3,000. And while we're at it, probably just set electronic components to 3,000 as well, because they're sort of in that same ballpark of type of item. Alright, so those upgrades should help. And then we have all of these, which are just stopped because of the lack of plates, of course. We're gonna have to wait for more to come through. Alright. There goes some there goes some machinery components. It's handy. And now we're just waiting for another batch of plates to come through, I guess. And hopefully that should resolve any potential problems. Where even do the plates come from? Which of these? Alright, this one is also empty. Because of plates. Yeah, we need those pretty badly, it seems. That's gonna be this one, I guess. Yeah. And that's still waiting on that. But just a couple seconds until we're gonna get another batch. And then a little bit past that when we'll get another giant batch. Hard to see them in the giant cloud of nonsense that is the Galactic Market. Very, very complicated purchases going on over there. But yeah, there go some plates. Turning on some of these machines. And yeah, So multiple whole rows of things. Screen bots. And vacuum bots and cleaning bots that were all waiting on plates. Which is not ideal, but hopefully that has resolved it. Also, hopefully the output speed is even enough. It's hard to say, but it's definitely not going great. We have a batch of 2,000 plates coming in a minute, and that should help a lot. Also, like, eventually these are going to backlog, and then they won't be calling for quite as many plates, so that should also help. If and when that eventually happens, of course. Alright. Let's actually check finances. So, accounting history. Market spend has been, yeah, steadily increasing and in the hundreds of thousands per day. So, let's see if we can fix that. So the way we would fix that is by producing some of these more expensive things, like the energy cells, for example, and producing those in person. Hello, Slice Mister. Welcome back. We have now automated every type of robot that doesn't require Thermalite sheets. Just because the Thermalite sheets are marginally more effort, so I decided to put them off for now. But we have all of them automated, assuming the cargo ships cooperate and work fast enough. Have a bit of a xenoferrite plate shortage at the moment, which should, yes, 2 seconds until I get a batch of 2,000, and then hopefully we'll be fine after that. Alright, so that is going along. Machinery parts are also not doing perfectly either, but they seem to be doing better at least. Alright, here come the plates. This whole line is filling up. And these are getting split a billion ways. Yeah, the plate output actually just might simply not be fast enough on the belts. I might have to do math on that. No, it should be. I mean, when this is running, it looks like all of these machines have steam coming out of them. So it's probably just the constant interruptions that are the problem. Alright, so basically what I want to do now, 2,925 CPUs per minute. Can I just ask why you would ever need that many CPUs per minute? It seems a bit excessive. Alright. Yeah, the plates have stabilized. Now the machinery parts are struggling still. Oh, and there go with the circuit boards, actually. You need even more so you can take over the space map. That makes sense. Are you trying to, like, do the entire thing? Like all of this? Or... because if so, then I can definitely see how that would require a lot. Jeez, that's crazy. Yeah, I considered doing that, but it just seems like such an extraordinarily high amount of effort. And I'm just going to work on, like, getting good production rates for all of the types of robots, and then basically just be happy with that. Alright. Yeah, the parts are definitely struggling now. We may have added too much onto this one area. And you're not buying anything from space? Yeah, that's even more insane. Like, I have all of this stuff set up to just buy as much stuff from space as possible so I don't have to worry about it. Just buying nothing from space is a huge task. Alright, do I need more? I might need more ships in the galactic market. I'm gonna just buy 2 more of you, send you in. Alright, it says none, which means that that's fine. But I think I need to upgrade circuit board quantities, because it looked like we were running out of those. For all the bots you need that use CPU, you need 20,000 CPUs a minute. That is complete insanity. That is so much. Holy. Yeah, you have fun with that. I'm gonna sit here and feel good about my like 60 CPUs a minute or whatever that I'm making. All right. Yeah, circuit boards are struggling as well. I mean, hopefully this will all backlog and the demands will just be however much we are producing. But we definitely need even more improvements at the space station in order to handle all of this. And the other thing we can do, which I think I'm going to do, is basically we have this set up to take stuff from the space station so that I don't have to worry about producing things manually. But I can produce things manually. If I produce things manually and send them up to the space station, then I won't have to buy them, and that would be very effective. So I think I'm going to just produce a lot of circuit boards, and just like the same way I've been doing with these bots, just grab polymer boards, electronic components, send circuit boards up to the station, and then I can eventually do the same thing with those and work backwards until we're producing most of the things that we need. So circuit boards require polymer boards and electronic components. And I want this to be sort of a different section of the base. So this is like the robot half. I think we're going to do the components half like over here somewhere. Oh gosh. That is, yeah. That's a lot of large numbers. Yeah, that's very impressive. So yeah, we're gonna head over here and not accidentally open the Steam overlay. And we are going to build out a nice little platform over here. And expand it over here. And this is going to be the area where we set up our components production. So we need at least 3 shipping pads for this. So let's just put these in. That's going to be 1. And 2. And 3. Alright, so now we need to expand this out there just a little bit so I can stand over here and look at it. So, space station to the factory, polymer boards. Thank you. Space station to the factory, electronic components. Thank you. And factory to space station, circuit boards. There we go. And these should already be set up, right? So those should already be set up on the galactic market, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. And now we just pop in an assembler and expand that out. Wait, why am I placing these? I need to put the recipe in first. Circuit boards. Circuit boards. Circuit boards. Circuit boards. And uses 48 electronic components per machine. And the belts are... How have I forgotten how much the belts do? It's 1280. So if we get... I don't know. I was going to do the math, but then I realized I don't like doing math, and we're just going to wing it. We're just going to place a lot of them. So let's head over. We're going to need belts and building blocks. And assemblers. Alright, where are the building blocks? Somewhere in here. Here they are. Grab all of those. And belts should... No, we're definitely going to need more belts. And more loaders and unloaders. So we go over here, grab loaders and long loaders, and that should be a decent enough supply of those. Then we head over here to grab the belts. Belts are... That's rubber, that's building blocks, these are belts. Grab some of those, see if we can get some biomass out of the inventory to grab another stack. And we head back. So we fly on over here. And here we are. So we get what, these two are the inputs, right? Yes. So then we get this to come around there, along that way. This comes along there, and along that way. And then the output comes along there, and then into that. Alright, so then let's get the rest of these. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we're going to go with our normal old 20 assemblers trick, which is conveniently how many I have in my inventory for this. So we're just going to place down our entire inventory of assemblers. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then expand the foundation out a little bit. It's always nice to have some place to stand on. Then we bring along the belts. And set that to backwards drag. And there we go. Alright, the boards are there. Alright, then we drag the return belt along. And now we just put in the loaders and unloaders. I'm going to start with the output on this side. So all of these go in. And just keep on placing. There we go. Then we go over and we do the inputs on this side, which have not shown up yet, which is probably fine. Also, apparently I failed to copy the recipe, which I don't know how that happened, but it's very annoying. So we're going to have to paste them all again. So let's just get the last of these in. Oh, there go the electronic components. They're all here now. Alright, so these all go in. And those all go in. And then we have to shift right mouse button to copy that, and then paste it along. And done. Alright, so the space station now has a whole bunch of circuit boards going up to it, in theory. So that should take pressure off the galactic market for those, and instead shift it onto electronic components and polymer boards. Which I guess we can set up production for those as well here, along the same lines. But I kind of want to do the most cost-efficient ones too, so let's see how hard is it to make an energy cell? You need aluminic acid, which requires all sorts of nonsense, and you're not going to be able to buy that. Energy cells are annoying. And the polymer boards are from all of that stuff, which means importing polyamite, which is also awful. But at least we have our nice supply of circuit boards now. So that should be going along. And we appear to need more cargo ships. So let's buy another 3 of those and assign them to planetary shipping. So now, I mean, theoretically minimum out to move is 1,000 items. That's why there's nothing coming. Alright, then the electronic components and polymer boards from the galactic market are now obviously not having a good time. Let's continue upgrading our robots. We have lots of upgrades to do in here. So we just do product weight and quality. And mining drone. And science assistant drone. Alright, cool. So that's all of that. So we have all that. Then the galactic market, we need electronic components is set to target amount 3,000, and polymer boards can probably also be set to that. So hopefully that will help. Just have a good couple supply runs worth of everything on hand at all times. And in the meantime, this is completely emptied out. Alright, so then the next thing we should do is just make the electronic components, because they're relatively easy. And they're easy enough that I think we're going to just go from Technum rods and make the wire coils on site. So let's get 2 more shipping pads, and these electronic components are not just going into the circuit boards, but are also going into anything else that needs the electronic components. So we get a landing pad there, and a landing pad there. So you give me Technum rods, and you send out electronic components. And we're going to obviously prioritize sending the components into this, just because it would be very silly to send them up and then down here when I could just send them right across. But we do need the option of sending it both ways, obviously. Alright, so we expand that space out. We need to grab some assemblers. head over and do that. Alright, assemblers should be in these boxes here, which I really need to update with the new types, with the faster belts, because I have only tier 3 belts in here, which is not ideal, to say the least. Alright, so then this comes across here. And we go, I guess, in here, just like the previous ones, in between the two. But we're going to need a couple rows. So first we get a row here, which is going to be the wire coils. So wire coil, wire coil. And how many of these do I need? They're 160 each, so like 10 of them will be a belt. 2, 3, 4. No, not there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they take Technum rods, and they output wire coils. So that connection goes in there. Set that up right. I did. Oh, I could have seen that just by looking at the Technum rods coming out. Alright, so then these all get inputs. So those all get inputs there. Then we expand that out a little bit. And we put in some electronic components, which are going to need the wire coils and the Technum rods. So we'll just pop that out. And bring that across. And then up. So you get that in. And you get that in. Meanwhile, new output to that. So is this going to work? How many do these need? 80 per, so should be fine as long as there's at least one past it. Actually, I think it's better if this belt goes the other way. So we take that out, send this belt along that way. Then we have the output, and we have the input, and that should be fine then. And so now these all go in, and then we just have to put in all the loaders and unloaders. And how many of these do there need to be? Let's check. It's 40 a minute. Which means I really need to just like figure out the generic math of like common numbers and what that means, but 10 would be 400, 30 would be 1200, but 15 would be 1200 wire coils, so I guess we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And technically we can do better than that, just because the wire coils are being made midway along the line, and some of them are being used midway along the line. But for now, we'll see if this is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright. Technum rods. Ooh, company rank increased. That's fun. You love to see it. Technum rods, wire coils, and then I forgot to put in the output belt. That's arguably the most important belt. So then this goes along here and straight in there. And our Technum rod supply is also apparently not having a good time, which makes sense. We're using a whole lot of them. Alright, so we get all those. Then we get all of these outputs. And just place these in. The Technum rods will come back eventually. I'm just going to have to go to Galactic Market, set these target amounts to 3,000, and probably higher than that. But it's a good start at least. Alright, so then we take these as getting inputs from the center, and then we have to put the wire coil production outputs, and we're using up all of the wire coils on the belt, which is unsurprising. We currently have one making them. Alright, so now these all go in, and plenty of wire coils to go around. As soon as the dang Technum rods show up again, of course. So this is getting electronic components. This is waiting on Technum rods. Alright, how long is the Technum rod wait expected to be? We have no batches in the next 4 minutes. And then we have 2 batches in quick succession after that. Alright. That's not ideal, but it's fine. I'm just going to keep upgrading all of these. Alright. So yeah, I think what I want to do is get more cargo bay upgrades so that I can store more stuff. Because the amount that we need to store is like directly related to how much we need to be buying because of the delay between purchasing and being able to purchase again. Alright, we are successfully outputting a whole bunch of circuit boards, so hopefully that will help a little bit. I'm not seeing the Technum rods show up for the electronic components though, which means probably all sorts of things are currently going slowly. And yeah, how many circuit boards does this make? 24 a minute. Not terrible. We've got like, what, 20 of these? So that's 480 circuit boards a minute, which is probably fine. I don't know. We might have to go along and like figure out how much of all this stuff we even want to have. But I guess we can check storage, components. Circuit boards are indeed filling up. They are past the point where we'd be buying them, because that's 2,000, so we're not going to have any circuit board orders queued up anytime soon. Electronic components have a lot of orders queued up, by contrast, because this is not running at all. How is it taking the Technum rods this long? Am I just very impatient? It's been more than 2 minutes. Like, come on. Maybe the rods have been going elsewhere, and I need to set this even higher. That's a definite possibility. Alright, we just queued up an Olymite barrel purchase. Good to see that that's going along still. Actually, let's check storage. Energy cells aren't doing incredibly, but they're doing fine. Everything looks fine except for the technum rods, and glass isn't doing great either. So let's set that target amount to 3,000. And I think I'm just going to set everything to 3,000. Just to preemptively not have this sort of problem happen again, at least for a while. Circuit boards are fine at 2,000 because we're producing them anyways. Alumite is fine at 500 because it is so freaking hard to get that stuff. And then the rest of these are set at various other numbers, which are also all fine. Alright, cargo bay extension complete. Very cool. Alright. Has it really still not been another minute since then? Technum rods, 1,000 coming in 7 seconds, 2,000 coming in 42 seconds. So we should be back to normal, hopefully. I mean, I don't even have confidence that that's like going to be enough, just because how many we are using here. Might need to set that even higher with our increased cargo bay. Speaking of which, let's throw another extension in. Alright, yeah, so these are running now, which means we're producing electronic components, which is good because we seem to have temporarily run out of them over here. I guess I can speed that up by putting in the second belt. Not that it hugely matters, but it will be nice to have. And electronic components are coming out, and that's pretty cool. So this should all be improving our profit significantly. Like, each step that you produce manually as opposed to just buying is a good deal. Alright. What else? Market spend continues to skyrocket. And I guess what other things in here have we not purchased the licenses for? Yeah, these things all seem kind of not hugely useful. The telic site would be the big one. Being able to skip past all those horrifically inefficient steps. But then as far as other things that I would want to automate to save money, energy cells would be a big one, because I use a fair amount of them and they cost a lot. So that's plates, components, glass, and alumic acid, which is ignium powder, gas, and water, which is gas and ignium ore rubble. It's a lot of steps to make that, and we are at 434. So I think the plan is going to be that we wind up this stream today right now. We've done good progress setting up some of these, and also significantly good progress in the robot front. So the next stream we're going to try to get a good, convenient energy cell production line running in order to just get that sorted out and not have to worry about spending probably... I wonder if you can actually check like line by line. There's got to be some way of checking line by line what you spend on, but I don't know where that is. But it's probably a lot on energy cells. When you're done with the robots that use CPUs, you're gonna make 58. That's insane. That is like genuinely ridiculous. The numbers are just so big. All right. so I think we're going to probably wind up the stream here today. We made good progress. We made a lot of types of robots. We have automated some of this stuff, although not very well currently. We need more upgrades on the space station side, basically. And also more upgrades down here as well, of course. Adding energy cell production in would be huge, among plenty of other things. Also just like tracing this production line backwards even further, so I can fill off the polymer boards and all that stuff. But I think for now, we're going to wind up the stream. I will be back on Thursday with more Foundry, where I will be doing that. And if you're interested in Satisfactory, I will be playing that tomorrow from 2 to 5, as usual. We just finished off a giant fuel power plant, and did some other stuff. I can't remember what else we did last time, but we're going to be working on producing more things. Alright, so yeah. See you guys then. Make sure to follow if you